The current state of Call of Duty is a disaster right now, and that doesn't mean that Warzone, Cold War, or Modern Warfare are bad games. I am talking Call of Duty as a whole, and we've been discussing a few topics over the past couple weeks of Warzone being a mess in some areas and Warzone being the best experience it's ever been, and the ups and downs that happen every week, and that just shows that the state of Call of Duty is in a disaster right now. There's no stability, there's no anchor that holds Call of Duty together. If you look at the community's pretty divided. You have your Modern Warfare fans, your Cold War fans, and then the people in between. The Modern Warfare and Cold War fans are at each other's throats, calling each other's games bad, while they just can't sit and enjoy a game. And then look at Warzone. Warzone, we just got out of one of the worst states it's ever been in with all the hackers, and there still are hackers in the game today, but there's not as much as there once was. And Warzone used to be in such a broken state with the FFAR meta, and there's just been so many issues that have been going on within the Call of Duty games recently. Not to mention, majority of people are being extremely negative on the games. And I'm not talking critical critiques similar to what I do and other YouTubers do, where they point out some issues with the game and provide solutions to the game, or provide solutions so that those problems don't affect their viewers. But there's also those people that will hate on everything possible. And I'm gonna put us in an analogy right here. All of us are on a boat in the middle of the ocean, and the ocean and environment around it represents the Call of Duty and the current state that it's in. We are the passengers on the boat, and the drivers or the captains are the development studios. Now, if the seas are calm and it's sunny out and the environment around us is good, that means that Call of Duty is in a good state and there's not a lot of issues. But currently, we're battling rough seas right now in the middle of a giant storm. And not to mention, but the passengers are all at each other's throats for not enjoying the same things they are. Now, in this rough storm, there are patches of sun in the sky where there are calm seas ahead. And I believe that Call of Duty will actually reach another golden age of the game franchise in the next couple of years here. I think that Modern Warfare and Cold War will be the very beginning of it, but as long as the games keep staying the way that they are and keep improving upon their issues, I think we could hit another golden age, just like what we saw from COD 4 to Black Ops 2. And then COD 4 would be Modern Warfare 2019, and then World at War would be Cold War, and then the future games in the franchise could be way better than the games we have now, building up the franchise from what it once was after the collapse during the Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, and Black Ops 3 days. Even though what we say and how we critique the game won't really affect Call of Duty at the end of the day, there is still a large community of players or just viewers on YouTube, and there's channels dedicated to doing this as well on YouTube, where every single day they trash Call of Duty and don't see the positives in it whatsoever. Yes, Call of Duty does have a lot of issues. I think we all know that. I think unless you're living under a rock or you think Call of Duty is the greatest game ever made, you can obviously see tons of issues with the game that have been slowly getting fixed over time, or some issues with the game mechanics themselves get patched out of the game, and then issues that happened in one game don't happen in the next because they continually improve upon their product. And yes, as consumers, we have every right to criticize the game, but this community just seems like they're hating on everything rather than enjoying the game, which is part of why the current state of Call of Duty is a disaster, is because a lot of the community has just like mentally checked out. And I posted a video a few days ago talking about how your opinion on Call of Duty doesn't matter and people will disagree with you and call you wrong if you have different opinions, but this is a little bit different from that. These people don't even share or contrast other opinions. They just hate on everything they possibly can on Call of Duty, and it's completely fine if you don't like Call of Duty. What I don't understand is if these people hate it so much, why do they spend so much time consuming it? Now, my thought process while thinking about this before recording this video was these people really enjoyed COD at one point of their lives, and maybe they just don't anymore and they want everything to be like it was back when they enjoyed the game. which is completely fair, because why wouldn't you want to enjoy something that you previously enjoyed at one point in their lives? But a lot of these people are so caught up and so focused on what Call of Duty is doing that they just might not realize that their personal preferences or lives have changed enough where Call of Duty isn't enjoyable to them at all, and they just haven't realized that. They want to hold on to what once was rather than focusing on the future and developing as a person. And that's how the community is negatively affecting the current state of COD, because there's just so much toxicity being thrown around in a negative light rather than just like a harmless way. But there's also issues that Call of Duty has. They have seemed to lose some of the passion that they once had in their games. Now, Modern Warfare was the first game we've seen in a while that has had the passion, but Cold War is one that lacks it. And yes, we all know Cold War has an inferior engine and movement system to Modern Warfare because Cold War is using an older engine. But think about it this way, Treyarch had to take over Sledgehammer from developing this Call of Duty, so Treyarch had to take the reins and make Cold War pretty much from the ground up in a short period of time because Sledgehammer was released as a Call of Duty main stage developer at the time. So while Infinity Ward had 3 years to work on their brand new engine and upload a really great game that a lot of people really enjoy, Treyarch had to pick up the slack and finish a product that was already in development that didn't have that new engine system. I'm sure if Treyarch had an extra year to develop Cold War would have the same engine as Modern Warfare 2019, and we would be playing with pretty much the exact same fluid gameplay that we have in Warzone and Modern Warfare. Not to say that Cold War is a bad game. A lot of you know that I enjoy Cold War more than Modern Warfare, even though Modern Warfare does improve upon some of the things that Cold War has, or just, I guess, not improve upon, but has better quality things in it over Cold War in some areas. But I think a lot of this divide between the new engine and Cold War have shown that Call of Duty has been in a bad place as a development studio the past couple of years and a development team. Regardless of what studio is making the game, I think Modern Warfare has been the most finished product that we've seen in the past couple of years. Cold War didn't release finished, or at least it didn't seem like it. And even the studios that are working on Warzone, when the Cold War integration happened, it didn't seem finished whatsoever. And they honestly could have waited till Season 2 or Season 3 to integrate to Cold War and then have the game work and function how it currently does now, rather than having those few months where the game was a complete disaster, rampant with hackers, broken metas, glitches, and all of that stuff. But since the Cold War integration has been patched in Season 3 and all the main issues have been fixed, there hasn't been a lot of big issues. Now Warzone just has to tackle future updates as well as hackers. And if you look at Cold War, we still only have one DLC zombie map. At this current state, we would already have 2 in previous Call of Duties, and we would have already gotten a trailer or at least teasers for DLC 3 by now. So Zombies and the Treyarch team is way behind where they should be compared to previous years. And the season passes seem uninspired and not very intriguing. And to be honest, none of the season passes in Modern Warfare were intriguing either, and it feels like they're trying to rush and scramble as much as possible to give us Call of Duty products and games so they can make money. And yes, at the very beginning of last year when COVID hit, everything shut down, but companies have had long enough to cope with what happened, rebuild their studios, and figure out proper ways to get their products out. And with a multi-billion-dollar company like Activision at the reins of the Call of Duty franchise, you think that they would put in a little extra money so we could get these games. We've also heard tons of rumors, which have been debunked by now, of Call of Duty World War II Vanguard being canceled and them having a game that's in a horrible state, which could be true. World War II Vanguard in development right now could be completely broken and have a ridiculous amount of issues, but we don't know because we don't have an official statement on the game other than that Sledgehammer is making it and it will release in Q4 of this year. But other than that, you can see that there's been a lot of issues with Call of Duty. We haven't had a solid year yet of a game not having issues. And yes, there are subjective opinions out there, so people will not always enjoy Call of Duty year after year. There are some people who only like one Call of Duty game in the franchise, and there's others who only like a couple, and then there's others who like everything. And so there will always be people saying and voicing their opinions every year on Call of Duty, because not everyone is going to like the same Call of Duty game year after year. However, recently it seems like there has been a lot more issues than previously. I would say, even though the games weren't well received for the game mechanics and how the game's played, but the last time and the last games that we did not have issues with was the launch of Infinite Warfare and Modern Warfare Remastered. Ever since then, whether that's World War II, Black Ops 4, Modern Warfare, or Cold War, we have always seen major issues happen within the companies and an instability with what's going on in the community. And we don't know the whole story. We will never know the whole story, because there's lots that Activision will keep behind closed doors of what happens internally. And I guarantee that there's tons of developers and even some of the higher ups at the development studios that have no clue what's going on behind the closed doors at Activision, so even the developers are being kept in the dark to some extent. Anyway, that's my thoughts and opinions on why the current state of Call of Duty is a disaster. Just because the state of the game isn't a disaster doesn't mean that the game itself is bad. There are lots of issues, as I said earlier. But also feel free to let me know what you guys think about the current state of Call of Duty in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear some differentiating opinions that you guys might share. And if you agree, let me know why you agree. And of course, if you guys disagree, let me know why you disagree. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy, dislike if you didn't. There's no hard feelings. Subscribe for more videos in the future, and if there is one, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.